In this video, I want to explain to you why your sales calendar is empty and more importantly, how to fix it. So if you're new to my channel, I'm Mehdi, the founder of Scaling with High Ticket, and I want to very quickly show you my sales calendar. So if you take a look at my sales calendar, you'll notice that my sales calendar is pretty packed every single day. In fact, there's probably not a single day that you'll find where we don't at least have 7 to 10 qualified book sales calls every single day. And there's a specific reason as to why we're able to do it. And it's not more followers, it's not a large ad spend. In fact, if you look at my Instagram, I only have 5,000 followers. I virtually spend $400 on ads, and I can tell you most of these book calls don't even come from ads. So what's the secret and how can you implement it? Well, stay until the end of this video and I'm gonna show you exactly how you can do the same. The reason why you're struggling to book more sales calls on your calendar is because you don't understand your prospects properly. Now you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, well, I do understand my prospects properly. I've been in business for a while. Why else would I have some sales and some clients? I get it. But what I mean by that is most people end up going out there running ads or cold DMing a bunch of people, hoping to get them booked in. And the perspective that you're trying to book in sales calls is from your own perspective, because you want to book more people on your sales calendar to make more sales. And you might be thinking, well, isn't that how you're supposed to grow a business? It is, but technically it's not. From your point of view, it's correct. From your prospect's point of view, it's not, because they're sick and tired of being pitched. They see thousands of ads every single day. They receive hundreds of cold DMs every single day. So why are you any different? And more importantly, why would they want to book in a sales call with someone like yourself? Well, that's exactly why I want to break down 3 core concepts with you today that allow me to book in more sales calls than I physically know what to do with. It's the exact reason why I've helped countless clients that I've worked with go from literally $0 to $30,000 cash collected within just 4 weeks. And the first thing that you have to understand from your prospects is, who the hell are you, right? And I want to give you a perfect analogy that's going to make so much sense. If someone from Elon Musk's team called you tomorrow and said, drop everything you're doing, and you have a fully booked calendar, and said, you need to drop everything you're doing to meet up with Elon today, would you do it? The answer is probably yes. The question is, why though, right? It's because Elon is someone that you see of significant stature and importance. As a result, there's a ton of value that you could probably gain from Elon because he has positioning in your eyes. And as a result, you'll clear out your entire schedule, because I know I would, to meet up with Elon, right? The question is, are you doing the same for your prospects? And if the answer to that is no, they wouldn't drop everything they're doing to make sure they can make a meeting with me, then you're not positioning yourself correctly. So what are a few ways that you can tangibly position yourself correctly using your Instagram to get more book calls? So there's a simple strategy that I've taught my clients and I personally use for myself. And it's answering these 3 questions the minute someone clicks on your profile. Who are you? What can you do for me? And what makes you any different than any other person that I've seen? Okay? And the way I answer this specific question is by using this 3-step framework, which I'm about to show you. So if you look at my Instagram, which by the way, I've linked down below, you'll notice that I have 3 strategic pinned videos the minute someone clicks on my Instagram. The first video is known as pinned video number 1. And pinned video number 1 is designed to explain to someone who I am, what I've done, and more importantly, my unique mechanism. So it's no surprise that I'm not the only business coach in the industry. There's a ton of other people that do the same thing as me, right? But in order for me to stand out, in order for you to stand out, you need to show prospects who you are and what makes you different. Because remember, the minute you're in their DMs asking them to book in a sales call with you, or book in a call where you're going to help them audit their business or whatever the case is, they're going to be asking themselves, well, this isn't the first sales call I've been on or the first audit call. I want to see what you can do differently for me, right? And the first thing they're going to go do is check out your profile. And they're instantly going to ask themselves a few questions, such as, who is this person? How do I know they can help me? And what's in this for me, right? So my first pinned video strategically breaks down who I am, what my experience is, what my unique framework is, so that people understand by the end of it how they can go ahead and get started with me right away. And more importantly, why I'm different compared to the tons of other people that do the same thing. I'll give you another example. If you're a fitness coach and you're teaching people how to lose fat, it's not a new concept, it's been broken down before. But if you have my FAT loss method, and it's your unique acronym for what it is that you do, F stands for fiber, A stands for aerobics, T stands for tangible transformation or something along the lines of that, then now you have a unique method which is intriguing and causes curiosity. Now you're not just like every other fat loss coach out there, you offer something unique, okay? So once you've ticked the first box in your prospect's mind, the second box that you need to tick is, well, how do I know you can help me? And the way you do that isn't by telling people, well, I can help you achieve XYZ thing, it's showing them. Because showing someone that you can do something is far more powerful than telling them that you can do something. So my second pinned video on Instagram is a little client testimonial mashup, right? So I've compiled a list of my client testimonials because these are literally like digital gold inside of your business. Digital gold, I meant, right? But at the end of the day, you know, my second video is kind of like, hey, I just work with a ton of clients who I've helped transform from complete strangers into clients that have achieved $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 months after 90 days of working with me. And then it's a mashup of clients saying, I just work with Mehdi, and here's what he's helped me achieve. And that is extremely powerful because once in pin video number 1, you've now claimed that you are someone that can help this person. You have this unique method that separates you from everybody else. You better have proof to back it up. So when your prospects go to your second video, it's proof and it's confirmation that you actually deliver on what it is that you promise, right? So now you've ticked 2 out of 3 boxes in your prospect's mind. The first one being, well, who is this person and how are they any different to anyone else? And now they're engaged, now they're enticed, now they're curious. And now the second video answers the question, well, how can you help me? Well, I can help you because I've already helped people in the same exact situation as you that were suffering from the same pain and the same problem that you are currently experiencing. And then you have video number 3, which is pretty much a video that walks them through your story, right? Because remember, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So in order for people to buy from you, they need to have an understanding that you've been in their shoes as well. You can talk a good game because you have great results, you have great experience. You can talk a good game because you've helped clients, but do people want to work with you specifically? And to answer that question, you need to be good at storytelling. So I want to very quickly break down an incredible storytelling framework that works well for video number 3. And it's as simple as this. Here's where I used to be. This is what I believed would work previously. Here's what I discovered, the big realization, and here's what I found works differently. And it's a strategy called old method versus new method, where in your third pin video, you want to break down that you were once in the same shoes as your prospect. You used to believe this old method would get you the desired results that you wanted, which is the current vehicle that your prospects are using at this moment in time. Then you want to show them that the old vehicle just led to no results, similar pains that your current prospects are experiencing, until you realize that you found this new method. And the new method is pretty much your current solution. And after using that new method, you've been able to achieve X, Y, and Z result that your prospect desires. And then when you make a call to action at the end of a video like that, you're gonna get a ton of book calls and conversions and people that are interested. So the first reason, essentially, why you're not generating enough book calls and how to fix it is because prospects don't see you as the authority. And if you were to make that one simple fix, you are gonna get far more conversions coming inside of your business, okay? Now the second thing is a very, very important concept that I wanna share with you called passive versus active traffic. And because we live in the day and age of content, I'm literally recording a YouTube video right now, most people are relying too heavily on content to go out there and get the book course. So the example I want to show you is passive versus active traffic. So if we was to break it down, in 2 ways, right? You have your passive traffic over here, you have your active traffic over here. Now, examples of passive traffic is you going out there and posting a piece of content to your Instagram. Now, this could be a talking head reel, this could be a B-roll reel, it could be some form of content that you're going out there and posting. And the mistake that so many people make is they go out there, they put out a piece of content, and they wait to send people to a lead magnet or get them to comment, and they wait for book calls to come to them. And the biggest mistake that people make is they believe that if I just put more content out, I get more exposure, more views, more likes, more engagement, that a bunch of people are gonna go out there and automatically start booking in a call. I'm gonna tell you from experience, that couldn't be further from the truth. I just recently coached my clients, Mike and Lucas, helped them go from $0 to $20,000 in just 4 weeks. And the craziest part about working with these guys, by the way, you can check out the client interview over here, is when I was working with these guys already had 30,000 followers on Instagram, or just under. They had several viral videos, more than I can count. One viral video with 3 million views, another one with 2 million views. And the craziest part about it is they weren't even getting 3 book calls on their sales calendar. And when I took a look at why, it's because they were relying too heavily on passive sources of traffic versus active. Now, before I explain what active traffic is, I want to walk you through a very quick analogy that's going to make a lot of sense, okay? Think of your business as a brand new restaurant. Imagine for 1 second that you had the best steak restaurant that you could have ever opened up. You have the juiciest, most incredible A5 Wagyu steak. But the big problem is, no one has heard of you, right? Only you know that your steak is incredible. It's kind of like your business right now. Whether you offer a coaching service or an agency service, whatever the case is, deep down, you know your product is good, but other people don't. And because they don't know it's good, they're not willing to book in a call with you, find out more, learn about your services, and basically enroll, right? So the question is, how do you fix that? Well, if you were to open up that steak restaurant and you went out there and all you did is put up a bunch of flyers on the wall, flyer, billboard, right? That's the equivalent of you going out there and posting a bunch of content. You're pretty much waiting around, hoping that someone walks past that flyer or that billboard, takes a look at it and says, oh, this is incredible. They're claiming that they're the best steak restaurant. Let me go inside of their restaurant and sit down and order some food. The chances of that happening, you and I both know, are very slim. It's not very predictable. It's not very trackable either, right? You're just kind of waiting, wishing, and hoping that clients are gonna come to you. And that's the equivalent of going out there into the busy streets of Instagram, putting a flyer up, i.e. Reels, and just hoping that people come to you. Now, it's not for me to say that Instagram content doesn't work, it does. But if you're relying on that alone, you're never gonna have a fully booked calendar, right? So what is active traffic? Well, in the example of the steak restaurant, if I was to stand out in the middle of the street, right, and take finely chopped pieces of that steak, I was to go out there and say, hey, John, do you like steak? Meet a stranger on the street. He says, absolutely love steak. And I give him a free sample, free bite of my steak, and he has a taste of it. And he's like, wow, that's incredible, best steak I've ever had. And after he tells me it's the best steak he's ever had, I invite him down to my restaurant, right? How much more likely do you think he is to now go from someone that was a complete stranger to a customer at my restaurant? The answer is a lot more likely, right? And the reason why is because I've given him a free sample. He's already had a taste of experiencing how good my stuff is. And that's how you want to treat your prospects if you want more book calls. So I'll teach you a very simple Instagram strategy that my team use to fill up our sales calendars every single day, right? Yes, we post content because it positions us and so on and so forth. However, they will go out there, message complete strangers, build a relationship with them in the DMs, okay? And they make sure that they're super qualified as well, like in the right niche, our target audience, etc. By the way, a side note, I do recommend that you should have at least a 5 to 10 page doc on your ideal client profile. If you don't, get access to our free school community below, and you're more than welcome to ask us, and I'm more than happy to provide you with that. So with that being said, they will go out there, DM someone, say, hey, John, took a look at your funnel. I noticed you have a really good offer, but your funnel's letting you down when it comes to conversions. Would you like a few free tips in terms of how to fix your conversion rate, get more clients, etc., etc.? I know what you might be thinking. Does that even work? The answer is it does, and we use it day in and day out. So John will reply, absolutely, I'm open to a couple of free tips. What have you got in store for me? And at that point, we'll break down a couple of incredible free tips. And by that point, John will say, wow, that's some really, really good advice, kind of like the bite of steak, some really good steak, some really good advice, And my team will turn around and say, well, if you like that free advice, would you find it helpful if we was to book in a one-on-one audit session where we can take a deeper look into your business, walk you through some strategies that you can use to get more conversions through your funnel? John would typically agree. And I'm not saying every single person is going to agree to this, but a lot more people are than you just relying on posting content every single day, right? So John agrees. He says, yep, I'm down for the session. And at that point, we've turned a complete stranger into a book call within a matter of seconds, right? And from that point, what we typically do, right, once we have that active traffic coming in, is we now have predictability. Because like in the example of the steak, if you are a steak restaurant owner and you give out free samples, let's say you give out 10 free samples, only 3 of the people actually become customers and 7 people don't buy, guess what? Now you know for every 10 samples that you give out, you're gonna get 3 customers guaranteed. And in the case of your business, it's the same thing, right? If you were to go out there and give out free 10 audit sessions as a fitness coach, and you were to say, well, I want to give you a free personalized fitness audit, build out a 90-day game plan across the next, couple of days within a 45-minute session. Would you find that helpful? And the person agrees. Guess what? You're sitting down with 10 people that are interested. Even if 7 of them say no, 3 of them will convert. If you have a high ticket offer, which you absolutely should if you watch my channel, because we are scaling with high ticket, then 3 clients that pay you at least $2,000, you're generating $6,000 without any paid ads, without needing a massive following, without needing a crazy ad budget. So with that being said, that's exactly why your sales calendar is empty, and more importantly, how to fix it. So 2 things. Number 1, it's your positioning. It's how people view you, right? And number 2 is you relying purely on passive traffic versus having an active traffic approach. Now, when you combine both, like we have, that's when you start to get a calendar that's incredibly filled every single day, filled with qualified leads, filled with clients that are ready to purchase and buy. And if you want more help with conversions and sales and getting more leads in your calendar, then again, we do have an Instagram client accelerator for only $27, where I'm giving away my entire Instagram strategy and framework, how we've been able to scale our coaching business to over $4 million with a little tiny Instagram following of only 5,000 followers. So that being said, subscribe, comment below what problem you'd like me to solve in the next video, and I'll see you in the next one.